Hey, y'all.
Hey.
I'm back. So it's wonderful that we all survived the holidays. My beloved Bob, my husband, he did get a cold, but it wasn't the flu. And not a Tide Pod was eaten at our house. What the hell is wrong with people? What the hell? But you know, as I get older, I don't enjoy the holidays like I once did when I was younger. I know it's me. If I had a bunch more money and a different family and lived someplace else, I would probably like them better. But I don't, so I don't. And also, I am so sick and tired of getting the exact same thing for Christmas every year. Fat. Or fatter. I blame my family. I live with a bunch of food psychos. And that's just a normal day in the year. On a holiday, it gets really bad. Example, this Christmas, I'm sitting there at the grown-up table, which is like really exciting, you know. And my grandmama leans over to me, 94 years old. She says, "Hon, why don't you have some more of this nice stuffing I made?" And I said, "Well, Grandmama, I'm trying to kind of, watch my weight and be more healthy." And she looks at me and she goes, "I made that special for you. It was a pain in the ass. Eat it!" "Thank you, Grandmama." And she says, "Y'all take some of that home with you now." "Okay, sweetie." Yeah. You get older, like my friend Clark was saying, you get older and it's harder to, maintain your shape unless it's round, And I know I've been putting on a little weight. And I was especially made notice of this when I went to, of all places, the nail salon. See? They're pretty. This kind of stuff. And I'll tell y'all something. The little Vietnamese lady, she was not very nice to me. Not very nice. I know that's a shock for many of you. No, this is not her. But anyway, my lady comes to collect me. She's at the front, and she comes to get me, and she looks me up and down. And she says, "So, are you married?" And I said, "Why, yes, I am. I've been married for over 20 years. She said, "Oh, that's good. That's very, very good. Because now you too big. You never get a man." I'm like, "Really? Really? And you can't say nothing back to them. They'll cut you. They will." Not you. Just her. But I've been getting this a lot lately. I work at USF, and one of my students came up to me and said, "Mrs. Zimmerman, do you know you look just like my Aunt Charlotte?" I said, "Well, isn't that nice?" Until she took out her phone and showed me a picture of Aunt Charlotte, who is the ugliest woman I have ever seen in my life. I'm like, "Really?" What even makes this more disheartening is in the last couple months, I've actually lost about 15 pounds. Thank you. But I'm kind of between a rock and a hard spot there too, because I think I need to lose at least 30 more, and to get gastric bypass, I'd have to gain 100. And I don't know if I have the dedication to do either. But anyway, I have lost a little bit of weight, and people who haven't seen me, in a while, they notice, and they all come up and say the same thing. "Tara, what's your secret? How did you lose that weight?" And I say, "It's no secret. I stopped eating like a pig, and now I actually go to the gym and work out." And I get the same reaction all the time. They look at me and say, "Well, I don't want to do that." So I started answering the way they wanted to be answered. I say, "Okay, this is how I did it. I wait till around midnight, and I strip down buck naked. Then I go out behind my house to where the pond is, and I run around that sucker about 13 times, swinging a chicken over my head." Then people get real excited, and they start taking notes. They say, "Do I have to go at midnight, or can I go a little earlier? Do I have to be buck naked, or can I wear flip-flops? Is that a live chicken, or can I get it at Publix?" That's why I love people so much. I do, I love them. But the person I love the most is my beloved Bob. I have been married to my beloved Bob for 27 fun-filled years. And we have been, oh, thank you so much. I know, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Yeah. And we have been married to each other the whole time. And only each other. And the reason I say that is because I was at a comedy show, and a man went out in front of me, performer, and he said he'd been married for over 40 years. And everybody clapped and was so excited till he said to 7 different women. Y'all remember when you was first in love with your beloved and you'd walk out naked in front of them? And they'd go, now I walk out naked in front of Bob. And he says, aren't you cold? And it has been cold, so I'll tell you, flannel does take that down a notch, I'll tell you. It does. But there is one thing I know for sure, and that's that Bob and I will never get divorced. That's right. Because first and foremost, neither Bob nor I have the time, money, or the inclination to get in good enough shape to appear naked in front of another person the rest of our lives. Bob is still an accountant. He's too cheap to get a divorce. And still, the number one reason Bob and I will never get divorced is that neither one of us wants full custody of the children. That's my time. I thank you so much. My name is Zimmerman. Here's my good friend Clark.
Sarah Zimmerman, folks. My good friend. All right. Your next comic is visiting us all the way from Indianapolis, where he's a fixer.